Hello friends, this is Karthikeya Singh working as an assistant professor in School of Management Sciences, Varanasi, and we are covering research design, and we have already covered three parts of it, and we are going to cover the fourth part, that is experimental research design. And in experimental research design, we have almost covered the uh, major part of this experimental research design, and we are into types of experimental research design. In this experimental research design also, we have covered this portion, pre-experimental research design and quasi-experimental research design. So we have almost covered one short case study, one group pre-test, post-test, uh, experimental design and static group. In quasi-experimental, time series and multiple time series. If you remember, we have taken the advertisement example in this time series and multiple time series. So we have already covered this pre-experimental and quasi-experimental research design. Uh, in in this lecture video, we are going to cover this true experimental research design. And in this true experimental research design, we are going to cover pre-test, post-test control group, pre-test only control group, and a post-test only control group, and Solomon 4 group. And in the last sections, we are going to cover a statistical experimental research design. And just to give you some distinction between these all research designs, up to pre-experimental and quasi-experimental, no random selection was being made. And that's why I kept on saying throughout these lectures, like these are loosely structured experimental designs. And in pre-experimental research design, quasi-experimental research, no random selection was being made. Biasness chances was there, and chances of confounded result was very much prominent in these two research designs. But in true experimental, your random selection of sample units will start taking place. So in true experimental research design, chances of getting good and authentic result would be very much prominent. So this is more structured than quasi and pre-experimental research design, but again, it is less structured than statistical research designs. So let's move further. First, raise it. Now, let's start. Uh, in this research, in this, researcher can randomly assign units and treatment to an experimental group. Again, I have already started with this line that here you'll see random assignment of sample units. Random assignment of sample units signifies that whatever selection are going to be done to select each sample unit would be done through a random method. And here, due to this random method, chances of biasness would be removed. Moving further, it also says a researcher is able to eliminate the effect of extraneous factors. Why we are doing this? We are just doing this to eliminate the impact of extraneous factors. So this basic purpose of doing experimental research design or using experimental research design is to negate the impact of these extraneous factors. Everybody wants to negate the impact of this extraneous variable, and this is the reason why we are going to do this true experimental research design. So during the calculation in further slides, you'll observe by negating extraneous variable will be focusing on the treatment effect, the exposure which we have provided to this. So moving further into this, randomization procedure allows the researcher to use statistical techniques for analyzing the experimental result. Because if you have taken bias selection, if you have done bias selection of your sample units, chances of using a statistical tools would not be that much prominent. But if you have done some randomization in your selection of your sample units, then chances of using your statistical techniques would be very much prominent. So this also helps you to use these statistical techniques in this true experimental research designs. Now we are into this true experimental expectation, and if we'll move further, we'll start covering this pre-test, post-test control group. Now, let's start, erase it first. Now, let's start with the pre-test, post-test control group. Pre-test, post-test control group, just again, I'm going to revise some basic things, like two types of groups are there: experimental group and control group. In experimental group, we usually use this exposure or treatment. In our example, it was cells training. And in control group, no exposure or no treatment is going to be used. So we have to focus and we'll have to keep on using this concept again and again. So here in experimental group, one treatment or exposure would be there. This one. Now let's change the marker and in this one. But in control group, as we have already discussed, no exposure will be there. So experimental group nomenclature is used for the group where treatment is given, and control group is the nomenclature used for the group where no exposure is being provided. So let's move. Random selection has taken place. We have already started this concept only. So whatever selection or sample unit selection would be there, it would be done through random selection. Extraneous variable act significantly, but our basic purpose would remain there to negate the impact of these extraneous variables. Only difference in the two groups is the effect of treatment in the experimental group. Now, focus and pay attention, and this calculation will clear everything for you. Suppose this is A, and we want to know O2 minus O1. Where is O2 minus O1? This one is O2 and this one is O1. If we subtract pre-test and post-test measurements are there, O2 is the post-test measurement, O1 is the pre-test measurement, and in between we have given this cells training. So we are concerned about to know the exact impact of this cells training, that is exposure. This one is exposure. So O2 minus O1, what this subtraction will give, this will give you treatment. Treatment means impact of this and extraneous variable which is impacting your cells performance. So here I have already mentioned, here if you focus on this, I have already mentioned this extraneous variable. These are the extraneous variables like history, maturation, testing effect, instrumentation, statistical regression, selection bias, and test unit mortality. For this separate lecture video was there, and we had discussed it in factors which impacts internal validity. We have covered all these things. So if you want to negate the impact of this extraneous variable, you are going to subtract post-test measurement with pre-test measurement, and by doing so you'll get treatment, and apart from treatment you'll get extraneous variables. Our basic purpose was this only, so that we can negate the impact of extraneous variable. But in the second case, if you subtract, consider this as a B, and in B, if you subtract O4 minus O3, as no treatment is there, I have already told you no treatment is there. So in this only extraneous variable will be observed. In this only extraneous variable will be observed. And if you subtract these two expressions, like O2 minus O1 minus O4 minus O3, which we have done here, so you are going to get only treatment, this one. So if you subtract A minus B, this entire expression is A, this entire expression is B. So if you subtract A minus B, you are going to get only treatment. It is quite evident from this expression also. This extraneous variable and extraneous variable will cancel each other, and only treatment effect will be there. So what was our purpose at the beginning of it? So we were just focusing on the treatment effect only, because we want to know the impact of treatment only. and we are not concerned about this extraneous variable impact. So by this calculation, we have negated the impact of extraneous variable, and we have got the treatment effect on this pre-test and post-test control group. So I think this must have given certain clarity of you, clarity for pre-test and post-test control groups. Let's move further. Before that, erase all those marker signs which came here from the previous slides, and let's start. Now this one is the second type, post-test only control group design. Post-test means post-test, no pre-test observation would be there. Only post-test observation would be there. So here also one experimental group would remain there, and one control group would remain there. In experimental group, we are expected to give exposure or treatment, and in control group, we are expected to give this. We are not expected to give this treatment. So in control group, will miss this treatment, but in experimental group will use this treatment. And this is the basic difference between control group and experimental group, as we are reiterating again and again in this experimental design discussion. Now random selection, I have already told you we are into the third part, true experimental research design. And true experimental research design and statistical research design, we usually do this through random selection. All the sample units are going to be selected through random selection. So if you move further, if you take the calculation of it, from first, you are going to get, as the treatment is there, you are going to get this treatment effect. You are going to get this treatment effect and extraneous factor. If treatment effect is there, there must be certain extraneous factor which must be influencing your research result. But in the second case, only extraneous factors would be there. Only extraneous factors would be there. So if you subtract O1 minus O2, you are going to get only treatment effect. And this was our main objective, so that we can get only treatment effect and we can negate the impact of these extraneous factors. So let's repeat it once again with another marker, or erase it because it has been marked wrongly. Use the straight line first. Here you are going to get treatment effect from O1 because treatment is there. So from this treatment, you are also going to get extraneous variable. In the second, no treatment is there, so you are not going to get treatment effect, but extraneous factor would be there. So from these extraneous factors and these extraneous factors, they will cancel each other, and only treatment effect will come as a result. And this is the main result which people are looking for, by negating the impact of your extraneous factors. And this was our main objective in doing so. So test unit mortality affects each group equally. One can always justify these assumptions by taking a large randomized sample. This design is widely used in marketing research. In marketing research, most of the people use this because no pre-test is expected to be implicated. Only post-test observations are done. So after giving, suppose take for an example, if we have given some advertisement in the second group, we haven't used this advertisement. Whatever research result would be, if you subtract from these two research results, you will get the impact of advertisement. So post-test only uses the post-test observations. So up to this, we have covered this post-test only control group. Now, if we move further, erase it as usual. If we move further, now this is the most complicated true experimental research design, Solomon 4 group, and it is a combination of random selection experimental group 1 and control group 1. And if you see this carefully, this one is the first pre-test and post-test control and experimental group, and this is post-test. So this is a combination of previous two true experimental research designs. So this covers entire true experimental research design which people have covered, and they deal at the single point of time. The most important thing, the calculation which we are going to do at this for this expressions, I'm going to add one separate lecture video of manual calculation, how we do this manual calculation. And in this slide, I'm just going to tell you how we usually get the treatment effect, because we are in all the previous two cases, we have negated the impact of uh, extraneous variable, and we were only concerned about to get the exact result or impact of your treatment or your exposure. So these are the four important expressions, and from these four expressions we are going to get the research result. We are not going to cover this uh, calculation because I am going to add separate video, and in that separate video I'll give you the manual calculation of all this. Only thing at this point of time, you'll have to remember what we are going to get as a result. After doing all these calculations we are going to get,